Good morning. Good morning. Right now, it is about 30 seconds till 10 o'clock, and I have some special guests in studio, and I feel pretty powerful right now. I got some gentlemen sitting here in front of me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves while I just kind of take in the majesty of this championship that makes me feel like I can do anything. How's it going?
It's going good, Gary. I'm Bart Harris, owner of Undisputed Pro Wrestling, and with me is our commissioner, Iron Mike.
How's everybody doing out there?
What's up, Mike? So, Iron Mike, this is our first opportunity to meet in person, to shake hands. And you have been a great commissioner so far. Can you let me know, I guess, what is your history whenever it comes to wrestling that brought you here today to be the commissioner?
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and thanks for having me in, and Bart for asking me to be on here. Basically, I got into wrestling in the mid-'90s. Trained by Tugboat Taylor. Had a friend that I grew up with in Columbia, South Carolina by the name of Dill Wilkes, the Patriot. Tried to talk me into going to wrestling school back in the day. I said, no, I'm going in the Navy. I went in the Navy, had a career there. He went on to do bigger and better things, as you all know. And after I got out, we were in contact quite a bit, and he led me to Tugboat Taylor in Houston, Texas, where I trained and went from there.
All right. So you were in the Navy.
I was. I'm a Navy boy.
All right. Yeah. So, served in the military. How was that experience? Did that prepare you for, the wrestling ring at all?
I left for the Navy 3 days after I graduated high school. I graduated on a Friday at 4 p.m., and at 5 a.m. on Monday, I was in Chicago, Illinois at boot camp.
Wow.
Yeah. No wasted, no time.
No.
Did 10 years, had a couple injuries that just caught up with me. So got out after 10 years, and I am now a proud disabled veteran. And I love all my vets out there, and try to do a lot for them, help out when I can. But, yeah, prepare me for the ring, the physical part of it, absolutely, the mental part of it. This business, both of those attributes are big if you're going to make it in this business.
All right. So we got the commissioner, Iron Mike.
Yeah.
We also have Mr. Bart Harris hanging out. So I have a question. This came in on Facebook, and they want to know, what is that? I can only assume they're talking about this beautiful piece of championship hardware. What is this? This is brand new.
That is the UPW Cruiserweight Championship. Tonight at Baycliff, we're having a 6-man scramble to find out who's going to be the very first ever UPW Cruiserweight champion.
Guys, it may have to be 7. It may have to be a 7-man scramble. I may have to write and put my name into the ring.
I'm liking how it looks. I don't know if we can have you in the match because obviously you're physically, more compelling than anybody wrestling tonight for the belt. So,
so it's a 6-man scramble, and this is I guess, would you call it like the inaugural?
The inaugural, yeah.
Yeah. It's
going to be the first time ever.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight. So what does that count as? Is there
That's under 205 pounds.
Oh, yeah, I'm under 205.
Yeah.
Okay.
I fit in there. So is there any favorites? Who do y'all think is going to win this thing?
There's 6 guys that any one of them could do it. They're all outstanding athletes. You've got Azteca Dorado, who's a luchador. He high flying. You've got Christopher Lyons, who is a kickboxer, mixed martial artist. Hotshot Jason Knight, who's another high-flying guy. He's getting around Texas. Dill Dempsey. David Duperon, he's competed for our heavyweight title at 185 pounds. So he's a state champion power lifter, multiple-time heavyweight and cruiserweight champion in Texas.
You think he'd have to be kind of the favorite, it seems.
Anybody. I mean, this match could go anyway. And we have Afro Man, who is, he's one of the smaller guys in the match, but extremely fast, high flying.
Yeah. All right. So
and I can add one thing to that, Gary. Of all these guys, we don't all see eye to eye. Some of these guys have different outlooks than Mr. Bart Harris and myself do. But I will say this about them. Every one of them is a top talent, and that cannot be denied. So this match could go to any of them. This could be a main event as well as all of our other matches. But I'm really excited to see this and see who's going to come out on top because it could go either direction.
I'm excited too. And here's a question that came in as well. And I think you kind of answered, at least for this this title. Can girls win? I don't think there's been any female matches yet.
We haven't had any female competitors yet. We're scouting. We're always scouting talent, but it's just a matter of getting the right people that work the right style.
Yeah. All right. So, before we went on air, there was a call. There was a call that I got on the KHEA radio phone here, and they were having a suggestion. They said they'd be tuning in. They said, hello, they're going to be at the match tonight in Baycliff.
Right.
Starts at 7 o'clock, doors at 6. But they wanted to know, was it Dwayne? I know I told you the names. It was Dwayne calling from Baycliff, and he was wondering when is there going to be UPW on the Texas City Dike. He said it's perfect for it. What are y'all thought? What are y'all's thoughts? Next month?
Who knows?
Tonight, switch the match from Baycliff. We're going to the Dike?
No.
Wow.
It's a little cold right now to be outside in open air.
Yeah.
That's a great thought in theory. Let's wait till the summer.
In the summer. But right now there could be crawfish and wrestling. I mean, there could be crawfish and wrestling in Baycliff too, but...
No, that's not
For
good.
crawfish, I'd give up my pay.
All right. So UPW, y'all started. Has it been a year yet? Not even a year yet, huh?
April 19th will be 1 year from our first event. So,
is there already some stuff in the works for that 1 year UPW show?
We don't have an event for April. We do have something lined up for May. So,
yeah,
we do have a date in April if somebody wants to. If we can find a building to get into it, maybe a little different location, but
I got you.
Yeah, so far.
So currently, y'all been in Santa Fe,
and
at the school,
right?
And then y'all have also been at another. It was a church, which was really awesome. That gym was nice.
It was a real nice gym.
And then where's the one tonight?
Tonight is at the Baycliff Fire Station. They have a pavilion right behind their big station on Grand Avenue, at 600 Grand in Baycliff.
Okay.
So that's where we did our October show.
Yeah, and that one went good.
Yeah, it was a real good show.
That was the debut, I believe, of Mr. Chevy Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of a natural. What are y'all's thoughts on Mr. Chevy?
Chevy, man, that guy he's one of my favorite people. He's multi-talented. The guy can do just about anything. I mean, I haven't gone in to get my hair cut lately, but he cuts my hair usually. He's an announcer.
Last time you came in, he had the beard trim and the
haircut. I had the mustache. I finally cut that off. I think my wife's happy about that. And yeah, he can do photography, announcing, video. He could probably work on my car if
one thing
haven't asked yet.
Yeah, one thing I like to add about Chevy, he and I, met at the first, I believe it was the first Baycliff show, and it was like finding a long-lost brother. We hit it off great. We talk at least once or twice a week on the phone now. Great charisma, great announcer, very excited to be in the business, bringing fresh ideas, and I really like Chevy. I think whether it's UPW, I hope it's UPW, but he's got a long career in ring announcing if he wants it. He's got it, and that's what it takes.
Yeah, and I would say I think he wants it. He loves. You can tell he's passionate about everything that he does, and if he's not passionate about it, I think it's fair to say he doesn't do it. He's not going to touch it.
Yeah, I think he found his calling.
Yeah. You know who else I found has passion? His name is Mr. Anthony Macaluso with Rockin' Rivers Bounce House and Party Supplies, right out of Santa Fe, Texas. He has a passion, and I had a conversation with him. This was off air, just like in private conversation. I don't even know if I should be revealing this information. It was off the record. He was talking about his dream to ring the bell at UPW to get these matches started. And I've heard that he's been trying to weasel his way in to this tonight.
Weasel his way.
That's a good way to put it. We've got a lot of people weaseling in this business.
So is there any truth to the rumor that he may have started himself? If you say it enough, you may actually weasel in.
He sent me a picture of a bell and a hammer and told me he's been practicing. So we might just give him a shot tonight, see how he does.
Yeah. So with his, Rockin' Rivers Bounce House and Party Supplies, one of the things that he owns is one of those carnival-style games that has the bell and the big hammer, and you hit it, and it goes all the way to the top. So he's probably been smacking the mess out of his little bell carnival game. So y'all may be prepared for the bell. What if he brings that one into the ring, or I don't know.
Gives us an idea there, Bart.
He has it all. So, yeah, make sure you check out Rockin' Rivers. Anthony's a great guy. and I'm hoping he has the opportunity to bring the belt tonight.
Oh yeah,
A dream come true for him.
I think so.
So this title, I got the strap, the championship right here on my shoulder. It's the inaugural cruiserweight UPW. That's 205 and below. But there's going to be people that are much, let's just say, bigger.
Oh yeah.
Than that cruiserweight division.
Absolutely.
So what other matches we got going on? Y'all looking forward to?
Okay, we've got a rematch from our show in July. I think you were at this one. Titan the Viking versus T-Ray.
Oh yes, I was. Did that end in a disqualification?
It was a double count out or double disqualification.
T-Ray looked like he was kind of running, and I haven't had the opportunity to meet him.
Well,
and I hesitate saying that, but it looked like he was because the other dude's kind of scary.
Well, if a Viking's chasing you with a sword, you're gonna run. I mean, I don't. He's smart. I'll say T-Ray's a smart man.
Yeah, when you have the sword, run the other way. That's for sure.
Yeah, so that's tonight.
That is tonight. That is
now, and that's a match where when you say you don't know what's going to happen, you have a Viking with a sword. You really don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
That should be a no disqualification match, just in my opinion.
Interesting thing is T-Ray did a video before that first match talking about Viking immigrants and how he's against the Viking immigrants and something. He's mentioned that he's going to talk to the ICE enforcement about having Vikings deported. So who knows what he's got up his sleeve.
So there's some big plans. So that's going to be that may steal the show. I know there's a title on the line, but that has the opportunity to be the match of the night.
Well, that's what we've been saying all along, and I'll reiterate what Bart has already said, is that the spectacular thing about this show is that this is the type of show that you'd end the year with, and we're starting the year off with it. So imagine what 2020 is going to bring. Every match in this show could be a main event on anyone's card. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. And we're stoked to be a part of it. I mean, it's unbelievable the talent that's on this card alone tonight. And the fans out there, if they want a treat, they'll show up at 7 p.m. or 6:30, whatever it is, at the Baycliff Fire Pavilion at 7 p.m., and they're going to get a good treat that they'll be talking about all weekend.
Yeah. The people in Baycliff and the fire department specifically for opening up the doors, has that been a good venue?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the fire department over there, they've been very supportive, and we're very appreciative of their support. They use these events. They sell the concessions, so it's a fundraiser for them. So we like to help out and support the local, the first responders or the churches, anybody who wants to do a fundraiser. We like to help out when we can.
All right. So we talked about only, I guess, 2 matches so far. I know there's a tag team match. There's some other stuff as well. So who else is on the card?
We've got the high-flying luchador Estrella Galactica, who's top talent all over the state of Texas. Everywhere he wrestles, he's at or near the top of the card. He's been heavyweight champion, multiple promotions, and cruiserweight also. He's wrestling the magnificent Malico, who...
Wow.
Yeah. Just Malico, he's a special he's an attraction. I'll just say, if you haven't seen him work before, he is something else.
And I will add to what Bart is saying. I traveled up there to sign this match for Bart. Bart said, I need you to go do something for me. I said, okay. So he sends me to sign this match, and sitting down with Malico was an experience.
How so?
Well, I would say that I was in the mind of an evil genius, but that might be too good.
Really? Yeah.
This guy is something different. If you've never seen this guy work or been around him, he's going to bring something that you will remember probably forever. A talent that works all over the Midwest, as Bart can tell you, not to steal his thunder, but once I called Bart and said, I got it signed, he was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
really?
This is a big signing. He's he works Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, all pretty much all over the place, and he's very very well known.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any dream match, Commissioner? We got Iron Mike, the commish, making it happen, right? Is there a dream match out there? Maybe they're already on the roster and they just haven't faced each other Is there, or they're outside the scope of the UPW universe right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know, all the talent that we have at UPW is top talent, can work anywhere. So any of our guys are capable of going anywhere and working or wrestling anybody.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that one for a second. A
Okay.
dream matchup for me. I haven't really put a lot of thought, but that's an interesting question that you pose.
Yeah.
And maybe get back to me in a second. Let me brainstorm. I don't know if Bart has any input on it.
I've got an idea that might be an interesting match. Possibly our commissioner, Iron Mike, versus Johnny Blade.
Oh, man.
Boy.
No way.
Old tag team partners.
Well, I can tell you this. I don't know if you guys saw the video I put out. I put out a lot of stuff on Facebook promoting UPW and whatnot, but I've been hearing rumblings, from Johnny Blade, his faction. Iron Mike didn't do this. Iron Mike didn't do that. UPW didn't uphold that. And I put out a video and I blatantly said, Johnny and I have history. Johnny and I don't know if the fans know me other than Iron Mike, the commissioner. I still have a few people come up here and there, but Johnny and I have history. Johnny and I go way back as a tag team. Johnny and I have worked all over the world wrestling together, whether it was for CWF, TASW. We worked some WW. Well, at the time, it was WWF, WWE events. We have been around the world, so he knows me very well. I know him very well. The rumblings, I don't like them, but he does know where to find me.
Oof.
Tonight at 7 p.m. in Bay Cliff, Texas, standing in the middle of a UPW wrestling ring. So if he has anything to say or any issues we need to resolve, I'm sure the fans in Bay Cliff will be more than happy to entertain what he has to say.
Okay,
Now,
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you and I feel bad, but I accidentally left my ringer on and I accidentally answered this. But let me see. Hello, this is Gardy with KHEA Radio.
Hello, this is Johnny Blade.
Oh.
I'm tired of people having to talk about me, so then I have to call into your little radio station, and put you guys in your places. This happens every month. I'm tired of it.
Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Wait, let me. Is this Johnny?
Let me welcome all your viewers, all your listeners, I'm sorry, to KHEA Radio, Gardy.
Okay.
Because you know what? You're not a good host. I should be hosting your radio show. Okay?
Okay.
So, everybody, thank you for listening to KHEA Radio. Thank you for listening to Johnny Blade Radio.
Oh.
Now, what is your question since you have me on your show now?
I have a question for you. I want to know if you're going to be accepting that. It seemed like an open invitation tonight. You know where to find Iron Mike. Is there any bad blood here? I thought y'all were pretty good friends.
Well, Mike and I have a history. We go way back. But for him to sit there in his little commissioner role and and play all high and mighty, like he just wants to beat me up, after all I've done. I've won us the tag team championships in the past. Okay, he lost for us. So I don't know what his deal is calling me out. And I'll be there. I'm not going to be a hard man to find. I'm 300 plus pounds. I'll be easy to spot there, Mike, if you want to come find me.
Well, Johnny, I've said it before. I'm not hard to find. You know me very well. I was brought to UPW to do one job, do things by the book, and make sure things run the right way. I've tried to do that, and I believe Mr. Bart Harris is happy with the job I've been doing. If you're not happy, I suggest you come out there and let me know, and let's address it and get it out on the open. Put your cards on the table. Put your money where your mouth is. By the way,
I'm always happy.
By the way,
and you're going to see a very happy man tonight when David Duperon wins the Cruiserweight Scramble, becomes the first Cruiserweight champion.
Well,
when Alistair wins his match, becomes #1 contender. By the way, you guys have not talked about that match. You're slacking a little. Analyze the show. Why don't you?
Hey, what other matches?
Also,
Who else you got winning tonight?
Oh, well, allow me, Gardy, since you guys won't announce them. So there is a triple threat match tonight to determine the first, to determine the #1 contender to the UPW Championship, pitting Alistair, the man of darkness himself, my guy, versus Silky Baines versus Chihuahua Justin Walker.
Bulldog.
And, or I'm sorry, Bulldog, whatever his name is. He's an idiot, too. I have a history with him. And this guy's, 60, 70 years old, coming in here now.
Hey,
He may not be quite that old.
He impressed me.
Get his walker
The
and go
Bulldog?
on. This is what he needs to do.
He's a bad man.
Yeah.
That is a bad man.
All I can say is if Bulldog Justin Walker went 30 seconds in the ring, that would be 20 seconds longer than Johnny Blade could go.
Justin Walker wants none of this. I can assure you that, and he will not put his hands on me tonight. I can promise you that.
Well, he might after what you did to him at the show in Katy.
Yeah, I think you put your hands on
last
him
month,
even in Santa Fe.
No, I don't think I did. I think he put his hands on me. I think you need to go back and watch the footage on that, Gardy.
Well, there will definitely be footage
You're
tonight.
in a position to where you can be, telling real news. You guys like you were the reason that our current president calls people fake news.
That's fair.
You need to learn how to speak on the radio.
I'm
Have you taken any
learning.
classes? Are you certified in this?
I'm self-taught. But I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to the Chevy Cheveria School of Broadcasting.
I can say this. That
Well,
belt.
That might help a little bit. You need to do everything you can do to become a better journalist.
I'm working on it.
I can say this, Johnny. The belt on Gardy's shoulder looks much better than on any shoulder of any of your guys.
I'm going to have to agree with him.
I tell you what, that's a matter of opinion, and you guys are wrong. And I'll tell you another thing. The tag team titles will also be in our grasp tonight. You haven't talked about that one either. You know why? Because my guys are in all those matches. You don't want to talk about the ones that my guys are in. Because you guys are scared, specifically you, Mike, you're scared that Blade Enterprises is going to come out with all the championship belts, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it. And see, I said darn. Normally I cut, but I'm not going to do that on the radio because I know how to handle myself.
You're right, because I would fine you, and I know you haven't got that kind of jack right now. But I'm going to tell you something. Tonight, I'm going to be ringside for all 3 championship matches.
You be ringside tonight.
I'm going to make sure that none of your shenanigans interfere with what's going on out there. We're going to make sure that every champion that comes out tonight has won it fair and square, and they're the true champion.
Of course, fair and square. That's all I ever know about is fair and square. I don't cheat. I'm sitting here wearing my, I'm wearing my Astros 2017 World Champions hat. I don't know nothing about cheating. I know everything about winning, not cheating.
Hey, I like that.
Nate Slater. Hey, Mike, I'm telling you, Mike, right now, you need to get on there and you need to tell Nate Slater to shut his big, stupid gorilla mouth. Because maybe the cruiserweight division should be 305. Maybe he just shouldn't be there tonight, or maybe Britt Myers should just shut him up for good.
Hey, are you a fan of Britt Myers, Johnny?
I could care less one way or another about Britt Myers. The man is tough. The man is dangerous. That's all I can say about Britt Myers.
Okay. I didn't know if you'd be welcoming him to the squad.
Hey,
the Blady Bunch? Isn't that what you call it?
He's too talented for Johnny's faction.
Never say never. That guy is a tough individual, a dangerous individual, and he would be an asset to Blade Enterprises.
Blade Enterprise. That's what it is. Man.
The Blady Bunch.
The Blady Bunch.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what people have been calling. But I like Blade Enterprises. You know what? And if I were you, I would embrace the Blady Bunch. Just roll with it. It sounds good.
My concern would be Johnny getting to the ring.
Okay.
He'd probably be blowed up by the time he walked down the aisle to get to the ring with his folks.
Look, here's the thing. You guys make all the jokes you want, but tonight you're going to see how dominant my faction is and how dominant I am. And Mike, you can sit at ringside all you want. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. You sit there and you watch greatness, and you're going to be wishing that, you didn't take the commissioner role and that you took a manager's role like me. You're just jealous. That's all it is. It's jealousy.
Well, I don't know about jealousy. I'm your boss.
You're not my boss.
Oh, I'm your boss. The only person I answer to in this organization is Mr. Bart Harris. Everybody else comes through me.
Well, I'll tell you what, boss man. We'll see about that tonight.
Well, we will, and you'll know right where to find me at 7 p.m. when that bell rings.
I'll be there. I will be there.
Hey, Johnny, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I don't think there is, because I think you guys have upset me, and I am deeply offended. And I have a half a mind to not even show up tonight.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'll just have to find you then. You will be there.
You can't find me.
I can't find you, but I can find you.
Find me. Who do you think you are?
Oh, I'm the commissioner.
You think you're the commissioner.
All right, Johnny. I'm looking forward to it. Have your guys ready.
I'll tell you what. Let me just have some final thoughts, if you just let me here.
Oh, by all means.
Gardy, keep this in mind. David Dupron will win the Cruiserweight Championship tonight. Alistair wins his match. Jesse Logan and Kid Ransom become the new tag team champions. That's it. That's all you guys need to know. UPW Championship match, basically, who cares? Alistair will beat the winner of that. Other matches, nobody cares about Galactica and Malico and Titan specifically. There's a guy right there that needs some serious psychiatric help. Okay? You got a guy coming to the ring with a sword, threatening to behead people, and I mean, the authorities, the cops, the psychiatrists are not being called. I don't get it. Of course, T-Ray ran at the last show. You have a maniac chasing the guy all over Santa Fe with a sword, threatening to behead him.
You have a
Like
point.
he's a member of ISIS or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is uncalled for, and I think you need to be at ringside for that match, Mike, because this guy is threatening to basically murder somebody in professional wrestling. Unbelievable.
Well, we'll just have to be there to see what happens. And, for the fans, if they want to see what's going to happen, they need to come out tonight at 7 o'clock. It's going to be the only way that they'll ever know what really happened, Johnny.
Well, yeah. The blood will be on your hands once Titan uses that sword, I tell you.
Well, if he don't use it, there's nothing I can do about it.
You can take it away and make sure he doesn't bring it down to the ring. That's all. I'm tired of arguing with it. It's like arguing with a brick wall. You're not going to ever see my way, which is the right way. You'll never see the right way. So we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Well, that's
even though
that's
I'm
the
right.
point here.
Keep that in mind.
It's not an argument. It's what I say, and that's it.
Is that so?
That's exactly
Well, on
right.
that note, I think I'm going to go, and I will be there tonight.
Let me guess, you're going to go work out finally for the show tonight?
I did my 12-ounce curls last night, so I don't think I need any more training, so to speak.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your complete faction there tonight, and we'll see what
If you
titles.
get in my face, you're going to get a punch in the nose, commissioner or no commissioner.
Well, that'll be another fine.
Well, you just find me. Just go ahead and find me. Bill me. I tell you what, send the bill to my house.
All right,
You
we'll do
find me,
that.
whatever you feel like you need to find me.
Make
Send
sure
the bill
you're
to
on
my
time, too, and make sure your guys get from the
I
airport
am
to.
always on time, and I will see you at the show tonight. Me and my guys, and we're going to win, and we're going to embarrass you. You got it? Now
Yeah.
I'm hanging up on you.
He hung up. He really
Wow.
did it.
He's got a little bit of an attitudinal problem.
I don't know. I think so. But he has a lot to say. He kind of had some good points were scattered in there. I think David Dupron has a good chance. That's a tough dude too.
Yeah, he's definitely got a good shot. He, he's like I say, 5'8", 5'9", and 185 pounds, and has won the heavyweight class in Texas State Bench Pressing Championship twice. So
Yeah, and he
that's
got in the
up a
ring.
class.
Yeah, Nate with the champ, the heavyweight champ of UPW, who is a very large man. He's been in studio.
Yeah,
and he's faced him before, and he didn't come out victorious, but he didn't like run and like
Right.
someone had a sword.
Well, that's I mean, at our last show, he did catch a ride with Jesse Logan to hightail it out of the building. But if anybody saw those pictures, but
Yeah.
But honestly, Dupron, he went face to face with our champion multiple times, and to go against a 6'3", 300-pound guy at 185 pounds and be competitive, he's a monster. So for his weight class, he does stand a really good chance.
Yeah, and Brenton Myers, is he the one who's fighting? Who's fighting Nate?
Yeah, Ballistic Brent Myers.
Yep, Brent Myers.
And that's for the title.
That is for the UPW championship.
Wow, that's gonna be a very good match.
Yeah, and the way Brent got this match, he kind of did a sneak attack on Nate. So Nate's not happy. Yeah, and that guy not happy. I don't want to see that myself. I promise.
Yeah, he has a new baby, a family, like everything else. He should just be happy. But the way that it ended, in Santa Fe last time, he kind of, and I'm going to use this word again, weasel. And there's a lot of weaseling in because you got to take your opportunities and shots to get in to where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's all about opportunities, and sometimes you got to make your own opportunity. That's the name of the game in wrestling. A lot of times, it's just being at the right place at the right time, and I guess he saw an opening.
Yeah. So I know there's a tag team match. Is that a title match as well? Because we have the champs, right?
It is.
Yeah, the God of War Lance Beretta and Mr. 409 Nate Laws, tag team champions. They go against two of Johnny Blade's guys, Kid Ransom and Jesse Logan. So Jesse's undefeated in UPW, as he will gladly tell you. Has a pinfall victory over Nate Slater in UPW. He's a big surly guy himself. He, not a guy you'd want to see in a dark alley. Kid Ransom, he trained over with Reality Wrestling, I believe, or PWA back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple-time tag team champion everywhere he has been champion where he's been multiple times. So,
and if I can add a couple things, there's no doubt that Johnny Blade's a smart guy. We have our differences, but I know Johnny. We have history. I know how he thinks. He's a very smart man, and he has put together a faction or a group of guys that, even though I don't agree with a lot of the things they do or say, the talent is undeniable. Any of the guys working tonight, whether it's Kid Ransom, Nate Law, Estrella Galactica, David Duperon, Alistair, Nate Laws, Malico,
Slater, anybody.
Anybody could be, we could take these guys and mix up the matches and say, okay, you're not working him tonight. You're wrestling this guy. We could mix it all up today, and you will still have 6 main event matches. This is how talented these guys are as a whole.
Yeah. Where do you see UPW going this year, 2020? Y'all haven't even hit a year yet, but there's been a lot of traction, people talking, a lot of talent already coming in. Where do you see it going?
Well, this year we've got, we'll say 8 to 10 shows we're pulling for. More if, the right locations open up. We want to expand. We've got plans. We bigger crowds, bigger buildings, what we're aiming for. More dates. And it's just, grow a piece at a time.
Yeah.
We're putting this thing together as well as we can, and I think we've done really well in the first year. We've met the goals that we had laid out. We're just, we've got great sponsors, people that believe in us, great fans that follow us, so sky's the limit.
Yeah. Has there been anything, even in this first, not even full year, that you've, has it gone exactly according to plan? Is there things that come up and you just kind of got to roll with it, and that's just part of the wrestling game?
Every show there's a new challenge. You're dealing with anywhere from 14 to 20, 22 guys that have their own agendas. They have their own plans, their own that belt. You've got 6 guys tonight that want that belt. So it's not just what I want. I've got 20 different businesses that, basically they're all their own independent contractor that they want to get their self to the top. So they're going to take every opportunity. So yeah, every show it's different. You got, what's this guy going to do? How's he going to do it? And you roll with it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned them being independent contractors. I'm sorry, was there anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, I was just going to tell Bart and the audience listening, when Bart called, or him and I talked some months back, I found out about what he had going on at UPW. I called him. I knew right away, knowing Bart, knowing the kind of guys he surrounds himself with, and what he wants in an organization, I knew I wanted to be a part of it. Now, Iron Mike does not put his name or stamp on anything. So I knew when he called that this was something good, and I believe in UPW. I believe in what Bart's doing. I'm happy to be working with him to make it work. I believe that we have the best talent and could put our talent up against anyone's card anywhere in the nation. There's no doubt about that. But the fans, this is the chance. This is an organization that puts out a good product. It's a good family product. You're up close and personal with the wrestling. You're not sitting in the rafters of the Toyota Center and looking at, objects that are a half an inch tall. This is up close and personal, getting to experience the noise, the crowd, the merchandise, just an exciting organization to be a part of, and I'm proud to be part of it. And I've never thanked Bart publicly, but I'm thanking him now for giving me the opportunity to be the commissioner and to be part of something that I feel and that I know is going to grow into something big.
Yeah, it's a good weekend to be here in the Houston area for professional sports, like entertainment, like the industry. There's a lot going on. Even in WWE was it a couple weekends ago, had the Royal Rumble in Toyota Center. We're very fortunate to live where we do and to have access to everything all across the board and experience it in a different way. Because like you mentioned, you can go to Toyota Center and it's an experience, and then you can go and sit on the front row and give a high five to like a superhero, like walking by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, don't think that, it's an independent show and it's happening in Bay Cliff, Texas. A lot of these guys, including myself and Johnny Blade, have worked for other bigger promotions. We're not taking part in that anymore, but not say we wouldn't, but we believe UPW can be that. And, it is what the talent makes it. And we feel we have some of the best talent of anywhere around.
Yeah. Commissioner, where do you see 2020 going for UPW?
The sky's the limit. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in it. I believe in this organization. I believe in the talent we have. I believe in Bart Harris. And I believe that the sky's the limit for this. And UPW is going to become, if not this year, very soon will be a common name around Houston and Houston wrestling.
All right. So we have the brand new cruiserweight title being added. We have the heavyweight and the tag team. There's in different promotions, I'll see like sometimes there's like a Texas championship. Sometimes as the roster continues to grow, are y'all looking to potentially add, new categories?
Always.
Yeah, at some point, I believe a Texas championship would be a really good belt to have. I love the tradition of the old Texas title. And, I think one thing UPW does is we're a throwback to the good old traditional Houston and Texas style of professional wrestling. That's what we put out is good old-fashioned Texas wrestling. Yeah. And
you're not going to get 45 minutes of talking and 15 minutes of wrestling with us.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
We do our talking on the radio.
Yeah. Well, with you say Texas style. Texas has its own style with a lot of things because you don't see someone like I am the, and maybe I'm wrong. I just haven't heard like the Louisiana, the New Mexico champion but like you say, I'm the Texas. Yeah, he has the Texas title. That's a big deal.
A lot of other states do have state championships and different things, but we're Texas, and everybody knows Texas is bigger and better. So
yeah, just makes sense,
right?
So if you had to describe what is that Texas style, I think we've talked about this, once before, but like a throwback to like the, just like big, it's big.
Well, yeah, everything in Texas is just bigger, and we farmers, ranchers, old school cowboys and
Kid Ransom, that's what comes to mind.
Right. Yeah. Nate Slater, guys like that, Jesse Logan, guys that are just big, tough guys that want to go out there and, they played football, they played other sports, and they love the physicality, and then they decide they don't want to play on a team, they want to do it for themselves. Wrestling's a great spot. So, these guys, they work tight. We'll say that.
And I can add to that. And one of the reasons I love UPW, Gardy, is that it takes me back to growing up in the Carolinas. I grew up in an era where, NWA, Mid-Atlantic, Crockett Promotions, where the territory was Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and maybe a little bit of Virginia. But, we had the guys like Ric Flair, Rock and Roll Express, Wahoo McDaniel, Raging Bull. I mean, guys that Nikita, the Koloffs, Magnum TA, Tully Blanchard, the Horseman. It all started there for me in the 80s.
How old were you during that time?
You went to your first? I don't know if I should reveal that, Gardy.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn 30 this month.
There you go. Yeah.
Again.
Iron Mike will be 50 years old this month.
All right.
So I was a teenager, probably, 10 years old to 15. But UPW and what Bart wants to do reminds me so much of that, of when I was growing up. The raw, raunchy gymnasiums, the small township auditoriums, the It was just great atmosphere, good wrestling, good talent, small venues could hold, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people and just pack them out, good excitement. And I like that feeling, and it's taking me back to those days, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Bart, when was your first experience with professional wrestling as a kid?
The first show I ever went to was August 28th, 1987, Paul Bosch's retirement.
Let me just say that you may remember a little bit of information about this. It may have impacted you a bit.
Yeah, well, it changed my life. I saw it in person, and I knew that's where I was going one day. And I didn't. I wasn't the best wrestler in the whole world, but I wasn't the worst. And I would like to think I'm okay at doing the promoting side. So, that's where I think I'm a better fit, honestly.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and my dad taking me to, it was a gym somewhere. I had to have been like 5 years old, but I remember going there, and it might as well have been like Lex Luger in the ring. It was the biggest thing, in my life, and taking pictures, and the guys were actually shaking your hands and talking to me. And then, some years later, around 10 years old, I got into WCW.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With, watching it on TV, it was everywhere. And then video games, it was all about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still one of the best experiences, and it's a flashback to being a kid, and it's entertaining, and these guys are athletes.
Well, remember, how we were as children watching it and teenagers. I want these kids coming out to see us to have the same experience. We brought in 55 kids to the last Bay Cliff show from the LaPorte Boys and Girls Harbor, all Iron Mike's guests.
Yeah.
Loved having them there. And I'm also bringing out this show, not as many, but the Kids Harbor from Alvin, I believe they're in Alvin, is bringing out 8 kids and a sponsor parent tonight, all guests of Iron Mike. Now, my point to that is all these athletes, no matter what the stage, these kids are looking up to you. Let's have a positive, lasting effect that could possibly benefit them the rest of their life. He talks about his experience. It changed his life. Wrestling changed my life. But if there's anything that we can do for any fan, any child, any teenager to put them on a better path for life, we're all about that. And that's why we put on a good family-friendly show and try to keep the positive atmosphere for kids like that.
Yeah, so it's important to UPW to give back, whenever possible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Every chance we get.
All right. Hey, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that y'all like to touch on? Matches, anything at all?
Well, we've got the triple threat for the number one contender that Johnny talked about. Bulldog Justin Walker, who I'm not going to give away his age, but, he's
phenomenal athlete.
Especially for his age. But he's tough for anybody. He's just tough. Just tough.
And Justin and I go way back. I know him. I remember when he was a rookie. And just phenomenal.
Actually,
we can't say enough good things about Justin.
The one championship I ever held in wrestling, Justin and his partner beat me for it. So
yeah,
and that was many years ago.
Is there any resentment there?
I don't know. I never got my rematch. I'll say that. But
hey, it's not too late.
Have you seen the guy? I don't.
Yes, I have. Yeah. So that'll be a good match as well.
Yeah, it was Silky against Silky Baines and Alistair, who, Alistair's got
he's a monster.
Yeah, he's
talented, athletic monster.
Right, and he kind of has some nervous tics. He rocks and he just gives people the creeps. But like I say, he's one to watch. He's scary.
Yeah, he wrestles for DZW as well, right?
He does. Yeah. He's wrestled all over the Houston area.
I've seen him at a DZW. Yeah. Wrestling show before, and that was my first time. I was like, who is this guy?
Actually, part of the Bulldog Justin Walker's former tag team partner Hambone final match was against Alistair. Alistair retired him, so there's a little bit of a backstory going in. I think Alistair is kind of trying to play head games and talking about that a little bit, so
all right, can y'all remind everybody where's the place to be tonight? What time? How can you find out more information about it?
If you want to go to facebook.com/UPWTX, that's got all the information. The show is at the Bay Cliff Volunteer Fire Station Pavilion at 600 Grand Avenue in Bay Cliff. Doors open at 6, bell time 7 o'clock. Tickets are $15 for adult, $10 for kids. You can get them at the door. And cash card, PayPal. So we hope to see everybody there.
And I will add this real quick. You do not know what's going to happen. You will not want to miss this show. This could be the most epic event of the year. You don't know what's going to go down between Johnny Blade and myself or any of these championship matches, but every match involved is a main event type match.
So you're prepared for anything?
I'm prepared for it. I'll go tonight if he wants to.
Yeah. Bart, you look a little surprised there.
Hey, you know.
Let's make it happen.
Sometimes, hey, these are grown men. Things happen.
I've never, ever gone to Bart and said, Bart, I'd like to do this. He's never said no, Mike. He's always given me his support. So I'm sure that if Johnny Blade starts anything, that Mr. Bart Harris would gladly back whatever self-defense mechanisms I would have to use in order to defend myself, Gardy.
Well, let's hope it doesn't go there, but if it does, I'm sure the crowd will at least be witness to whatever happens.
See, Gardy, I heard him in the paycheck. I have that power of the pen.
Yeah. I like it. Hey, well, thank you all for hanging out today.
All right. Thanks for having us.
It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. If you're watching, on social media, feel free to share this out. Tag a friend. If you're planning to go, let me know in the comments. Maybe you've been before, you haven't had the opportunity to attend yet. Now's your chance. Tonight, 7 o'clock bell. I think the doors are at 6 or 6:30. Mr. Anthony Macaluso, hopefully you're on time with Rockin' Rivers Bounce House to smash that bell. Hey, also shout out to Legacy Collision. I know they're one of the sponsors as well.
Yeah, Legacy Collision, MDL Aircraft Services, the Frosted Boutique, Santa Fe Soap Factory, KHEA. We've got great sponsors.
All right.
I will say this, ladies, if you want to look good for Iron Mike tonight at the show, shop at thefrostedboutique.com.
There you go. Done. All right, guys. Hey, y'all be blessed today. Have a good one.